and I am proud to be connected with the honorable profession of law enforcement. A day doesn't pass without one of my officers saving some child's life, protecting someone's home or their property. It is truly an honorable profession. Let's follow this rookie patrolman in his daily duties and see the many ways he serves you and yours. These are a few of his services that are usually overlooked. His job is not merely walking, as you might suppose. It's observing and serving you. But are you allowing him to serve you? If not, you will be amazed at his ability to answer your every question, lend assistance in every problem, or locate for you the information desired. Besides this, never forget that he protects your home, your family, your life. He helps make your community a safer and better place to live in. Learn to depend upon him, since his experience is your gain. He was assigned to your neighborhood as your servant.
Die on your feet than it is to live on your knees.
Hands up, don't shoot! 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 Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Same story every time! Being black is not a crime! Same story every time! Being black is not a crime!
President Barack Obama has vowed to restore trust between police and minority communities.
Restore trust? We wonder, when was there ever trust in the first place? The cruel, painful history of relations between police and the people is one of predation, not trust.
Eric Garner, high crowd! Shut it down, shut it down! Eric Garner, high crowd! Shut it down, shut it down! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Anisha means we got to fight back! Anisha means we got to fight back! What Darren means we got to fight back! Oscar means we got to fight back! Bell means we have to fight back! Luis Rodriguez means we got to fight back! Sharon means we got to fight back! Rubian means we got to fight back! Kai means we got to fight back! Eureka means we got to fight back! Miriam means we have to fight back! Imani means we have to fight back! Hendrik means we have to fight back! Timothy means we have to fight back! Cerise means we have to fight back! Amadou means we have to fight back! Irvin means we have to fight back! Her brother John Rodney means we have to fight back! Taisha means we have to fight back! Shanti means we have to fight back! Fed means we have to fight back! Usman means we have to fight back! Eric Campbell means we have to fight back! Victor Steen means we have to fight back! Zell Ford means we have to fight back! Hans Orlando means we have to fight back! Amir Rice means we have to fight back! Mike Brown means we have to fight back! And Mike Brown means we have to fight back! And Mike Brown means we have to fight back! Eric Gardner means we have to fight back! Eric Gardner means we have to fight back! Tia McBoyd means we have to fight back! Deshwanda means we have to fight back! Steven means we have to fight back! Orlando means we have to fight back! All right! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The new Jim Crow has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The new Jim Crow has got to go!
Movements are a lot like volcanoes, which appear dormant or sleeping. Unseen or underground forces churning, boiling, crashing like waves against a hidden shore. Until one day, usually a day none had foreseen, it erupts, splashing its red molten rage over miles, changing everything. That's what movements do, and what they are. If hot enough, they can change everything. Everything.
Police! No justice, no peace! No racist police! No justice, no peace! No racist police! No justice, no peace!
I brought my mom out here with me today. predominantly white environments, gone to predominantly white schools, you know, and I realized that subconsciously I began to value people's approximation of my whiteness through that, and it made me kind of shed my black identity, and I've woken up from that recently, you know, realizing that and it makes me very happy to see so many different faces here today, to see so many people in solidarity with the black community, because for so long I was so scared to, you know, really participate in that. And lastly, you know, I'm here because people like my father, who is an environmental engineer, was stopped by the police running to his car working in Bellevue because I have cousins in LA and Texas whose parents have to tell them to be careful when they go out, to, you know, comply with everything an officer says, knowing that that might not be enough. So thank you all for being here and for your support. It means a lot.
I was afraid for my life. I'm afraid for my kids' life. I have children. This has to change right now.
We cannot reform the State Patrol. We have to dismantle the system and acknowledge. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice.
No charges, no indictment, no case, no charge. The system is constructed to protect cops, no matter how outrageous their behavior. That's just a fact.
One of the things that is also common to these cases is that we ought to consider these cases closed. It's done, finished, over, move on.
Yeah, and you know, you're absolutely right, because people who will buy that have never read the Constitution. I mean, there's really no bar to the amount of time that you could be prosecuted. That's the same thing with grand jury investigation. So for anybody to try to mislead the public in that this is one and done is absolutely doing a disservice and certainly not providing effective representation.
Hands up, don't shoot! 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 Hands up, don't shoot!
Hands up!
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 Don't shoot!
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter!
Whose lives matter?
Black lives can't breathe! I can't breathe! What? I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
That a movement is not made in one day. A change is not made on a Saturday. Because Mike Brown and Trayvon and all of them, they're dead and they're not coming back. But there are thousands, tens of thousands of black men who are going to be in prison every day, and they're still there, and they still need us.
This is an excerpt from The Voices of Ferguson, a letter to the police written by the citizens of Ferguson, Missouri. To the police. To the police. We are not concerned if this inconveniences you. We are not concerned if this inconveniences you. Our dead children are more than an inconvenience.
Our dead children are more than an inconvenience.
We are not concerned if this disturbs your comfort.
We are not concerned if this disturbs your comfort.
Freedom outweighs that privilege.
Freedom outweighs that privilege.
We are not concerned if this upsets order.
We are not concerned if this upsets order.
Your calm is built on our terror.
Your calm is built on our terror.
We are not concerned if this disrupts normalcy.
We are not concerned if this disrupts normalcy.
We will disrupt life until we can live.
We will disrupt life until we can live.
This is an American horror story.
This is an American horror story.
Together we're writing the final chapter.
Together we're writing the final chapter.
Thank you.
The other day in my language arts class, we were reading this part from, I think it was the Declaration of Independence. It said that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In recent events, I've been noticing That isn't true. And that isn't fair.
It's okay, sweetie. Take your time.
It's really hard, because it could have been any of us. It could have been my dad, or my best friend. And that would have been horrible. But some people think, oh, it wasn't me, it wasn't anyone I know. It isn't my problem. It is your problem. It is your problem. It is your problem. It is everyone's problem. Just because it wasn't you, just because it wasn't anyone you know, doesn't mean it doesn't concern you.
I am a revolutionary. I'm a revolutionary. And I wanted to say thank you, and that I'm doing this because I'm tired of fitting the description that the cops.
You know, they're out in the street every single day, and they're getting arrested, and they're closing down highways, and they're putting their bodies in the street, and it's just all such incredible and intense and beautiful activism work. This movement is really not a sprint. This is a marathon. The best protection that any of us have against the state is to keep the community in the street, to keep pressing these demands. I think one of the ways that I think, immediately that they're dealing with this is that, Al Sharpton is organizing a national demonstration here in Washington, D.C. And, and the goal of that demonstration is going to be to suck the air out of the movement. To say, look, I am the leader of black folks. Trust me to negotiate with Barack Obama on your behalf, and I will take care of this. And so, so we see the system, coming up with their own strategies to address the demands that are being pressed against it by the black community. Suck the air out of the movement. Suck the air out of the movement.
That a lot of people have a misunderstanding and saying that there's something wrong with this system. The police system is not broke. It is working exactly the way it was designed to work. One of the things that we don't talk about is the militarization of the police. If we look around, they don't look like the police of old. They look like they're ready for war. War against who? War against the people. War against us. War against the people who dissent. War against people who question the system. The white man will never be alone. Let him be just and deal kindly with my people. For the dead are not powerless. They're watching over us. They see us. They're walking with us. And the people here we're in solidarity with, they're walking with us, and it matters. Thank you.
Stamper, a former beat cop and former police chief in Seattle, Washington, wrote in his 2005 book, Breaking Ranks, the following. Simply put, white cops are afraid of black men. We don't talk about it. We pretend it doesn't exist. We claim color blindness. We say white officers treat black men the same way they treat white men, but that's a lie. In fact, the bigger, the darker the black man, the greater the fear.
You see that the man is a black man, an African who has been enslaved, an African who has been enslaved and broken from his mother's side, a human being dragging frozen iron chains and ankle braces through the near freezing waters of the creek. Earlier, he had made the decision that frozen feet are better than feet ripped and shredded warm by the mouths of crazed bloodhounds. So now he trudges